So from the front of the room, I said, so your plan sucks.
Hey everyone, Abby Johnson here with Matterhorn Business Development. Welcome back to our business startup series. By now you should have your basic purpose established for your business. If you are just stumbling onto this video and you haven't watched that video, we're going to link it up here and you should go watch that first. So the next step after you have your basic purpose is to start strategic planning. So we go over this, or you go over this in Fun at Work. So first of all, what is strategic planning?
Well, basically, you can go out and start doing things, doing things, and you feel like you're really getting something done, but my question is, where are you going? I saw a bumper sticker once that said, "Don't follow me, I'm lost."
That's good.
So it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
I saw another bumper sticker that said, "I don't know where I'm going, but I'm making good time."
Okay.
All right,
yeah.
so that's not having a strategic plan. So strategic plan is having a basic game plan and like getting in a helicopter above and saying, where are we going? Okay. And in the book, I give an example of this where you're going to go on vacation. So you just don't load the family into the car and then jump in the car and say, where are we going? Husband and wife sit down, they're like, are we going to the beach? Are we going to the mountains? Are we going snow skiing? So that's your strategic plan. And your strategic plan is, we're going to go snow skiing. Okay, so what is our budget? Are we going to drive? Are we going to fly? And so that's the strategic plan. Okay, now ordering the plane tickets, reserving the hotel, that's an action plan. So there's a very specific sequence that has to be followed if your actions are going to be successful. So in the book, I have this diagram that I really love. So we've already done the video on basic purpose. And your strategic plan uses the basic purpose as the foundation. All right? So we want to go on vacation, the purpose is to have fun, blah, blah, blah. So our strategic plan now is, we're going to go to the mountains, we're going to go before Christmas to beat the break, we're taking the kids out of school. And then you build an action plan on that strategic plan, and then in business you monitor your results. And so it all starts with basic purposes, and this is why exactly you said, if you haven't seen the basic purpose video, you actually have to watch that first. Otherwise, you're making a strategic plan. My strategy is to do this, my strategy is to do that. Your action, like, well, why are you doing it? All right? So this diagram gives you the exact process to go through. So Neil uses this as an example all the time, right? We're going to storm the beachhead.
Right.
All right, so, okay, what month are we going to do that in? Are we going to create counterintelligence over here so they think we're going to that beach, but we're actually going to this beach? That's the strategy, all right? So you have to have the basic purpose, and then your overall strategy is how you're going to accomplish that basic purpose. Right. Now here is where people generally blow it, is they do not sit down and evaluate their available resources. So what are available resources? How much money do you have? Have you tested your product? Do you have an idea of the market that you're going after? Can you sell? I mean, these are all available resources. Maybe you have to do Neil's How to Control Your Income course, or do the How to Sell Anything course, because you have to be able to sell. So these are your available resources. And I like telling a story of a seminar I was doing earlier this year, where one of the attendees was a young lady, probably about your age, and she wanted to have a gym, be a fitness instructor, right? And I said, great, what's your strategic plan? Well, I have to find somebody who will loan me $50,000 so I can get a space and the equipment. And I said, can you get a loan on your own? She said, no, I need somebody to give me $50,000. And I can't find anybody. I said, well, then you have a bad plan.
Exactly.
So
kind of jumping the gun a little bit. A lot of people, that's a huge thing these days. It's like the hip, cool thing to go get a venture capitalist to invest in your app, and like you sound all fancy, but there are ways to do things without getting investors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So from the front of the room, I said, so your plan sucks. I said, you need a better plan. Let's just do a plan right now.
Yeah.
I said, can you afford to buy equipment? She said, no. I said, well, one plan could be, as an available resource, people who have their own equipment at home that aren't using it. I said, does that happen? She goes, happens all the time. I said, great, so now why don't you promote yourself as a personal trainer and you use their equipment and you charge $100 an hour or whatever,
right.
because that was not an available resource that she had. And so she wasn't moving forward with her strategy because she had this strategic plan based on a lack of her available resource.
And what you said aligns with her basic purpose. She's
totally
still
does.
going to achieve it. I've seen a lot. I've seen it with our clients. I've seen it a lot on The Profit with Marcus Lemonis, where especially with people with products, they're like, I'm going to make all these products and I have 50 different products to sell, and then only 20% of those 50 are actually selling. And if you look at it, those 20% actually fulfill your basic purpose and align more. All this other crap is just extra. So if you focused your strategic plan and all of your action plans and all of the little stuff just on that marketing and selling that 20%, you would actually grow, succeed, and be fulfilling your basic purpose.
So then the first thing to do is you have to make a list of your available resources. How much money do you have? Do you need a space? It's nice to have a space, but can you start out of your kitchen? Because you have to make a profit. You have to, before you're investing and losing money on this venture, you have to have a profit. And I see this happen on Shark Tank all the time. If you want to see a deal go south, and I'm talking like just fall like a rock out of the sky, just watch them ask an entrepreneur, well, how much money have you put in? $1 million. Where did you get $1 million? Well, I mortgaged my house, and my mom and dad mortgaged their house, and my grandma mortgaged, and then I have an angel investor, blah, blah. How much do you have in sales? We haven't sold anything yet.
Yeah.
Everybody just goes, oh, it sounded like such a great idea.
Yeah.
So their strategic plan was awful.
Yeah.
They dumped all of this money into it, and so basically the bottom line here, you have to line up your available resources and you have to come up with a strategic plan. Now, I have another diagram in the book that I really love. And here's what the caption says. It says, your strategic game plan is determining the best way to accomplish your basic purpose while being smart about utilizing your available resources. So here is a barrier. All right? We have the yellow strategic plan, which goes over, the red, which goes under, and the blue, which goes through. So pick one. You have to pick one. And I talk about it in the book. I mean, you pick one and you start, which is your action plan, which is going to be the next video. So you choose the yellow route and you monitor results, and in a few weeks you're not getting your results. Well, you don't quit. You just reassess your available resources, what worked, what didn't work, and now you do the red, and then you do the blue, and then the green, and the purple, and you just keep going, figuring out your strategic plan and your action plan.
Yeah, and I think on the available resources, a lot of people underestimate the contacts that they have.
Exactly.
Even if you've never owned a business, you know people.
That's right.
You maybe, like, there are a lot of nurse practitioners who turn into health life coaches.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you have patients who love you.
That's right.
Go talk to them. Maybe if you can't sell them, they'll refer you to someone. Just start talking to everyone you know, and you'll never know who you're going to run into. Like, oh, wait, my brother's wife's cousin is a banker, and he actually can get me a business account or help me with a business loan. Or I made a post on Facebook, and the kid I went to school with in middle school actually needs what I'm doing, and I had no, people underestimate what they do have. They think they need $50,000, but maybe your contacts alone are worth $50,000.
No doubt. And this is where, if you haven't watched the proof of concept video, you need to see the proof of concept video too, because it has your basic purpose, and then you go out using your available contacts, and you start helping solve a problem that somebody has. And then you tweak the concept, the product or the service, etc. This is all part of available resources, strategic planning, all coming together.
So that is strategic planning. If you need help with your strategic planning, contact us. Our info is going to be in the description box below. And stay tuned. Our next video is then going to be on tactical planning, which is how to actually carry out your strategic plan.
Now, you really need to buy my book, Fun at Work. Go to funatworkthebook.com, get the book. It has business basics in it. It's basically an autobiography of my 35 to 40 years in business, my successes and my failures, what I learned from them. There are exercises at the end of every chapter, and if you do those, we will walk you through the process of how to really expand your business and take it to the top.
We'll see you next time.